Merry Christmas, y'all. This is Bennett from TeemTHE, and we're talking to you guys about card advantage. It helped me win a lot of duels, and I hope it helps you too. And card advantage is using cards from your hand or deck or graded or whatever to generate advantage for yourself in order to help you win the duel. So if you have 5 cards in your hand and they have 2 cards in their hand, you're having a hand advantage. Okay, something easy like that. To demonstrate this dual strategy, I'm going to use my Glad set. Alright, yeah, see this? I'm going to assume that all of you know what these cards are going to do. So this Gladiator Beast Vanilla, when it's special summoned from the deck, you have to destroy 1 monster. That generates a +1 advantage. Because they had a monster, now it's gone, but you have a monster on the field. This Bestiary does the same thing. It gets rid of 1 spell or trap card. That gives you also a +1 advantage. Let's talk about Lakari. They actually don't generate any advantage. Sam Knights? They're actually +1s. The reason is that when you summon him, it gets a card from the deck to your hand. That gives you 1 extra card from the deck to the hand. This is called hand advantage. Darius, however, gives you field advantage. When you special summon him using the effect, you have to bring back a monster. So you had 1, but now you have 2. This test generates hand advantage because you had just 1 card on the field, but you get to have an extra card from your graveyard to your hand, just like that. That generates a +1 advantage. Prisma actually doesn't generate any advantage, it's just a monster. This Sangan is what we call a 1-for-1 monster. The moment it's destroyed, you get to replace it with another monster, such as Rescue Cat. So you replace the Sangan with Rescue Cat, giving you a 1-for-1 because you didn't just destroy anything, and you didn't lose anything. Rescue Cat, however, gives you a +1 field advantage. When you send it away, you get to bring back 2 cards. 1, 2. You had 1 card. You had 1 card, but it became 2 cards. That gives you a +1 field advantage. Test Tiger actually doesn't generate any advantage. Technically, it's just a card. Using the effect, however, does generate advantage. Let's talk about 1-for-1s. Usually, these are 1-for-1s. If you someone activates a Dark Elm Dragon, you activate Chariot, then dead. Dark Elm Dragon dies. You use 1 card to destroy 1 Dark Elm Dragon. That's called 1-for-1. Let's talk about Icarus Attack. This, you have to sacrifice 1 monster, but it's going to get rid of 2 cards, so thus making it 2-for-2 because you're using this 1 Icarus Attack and then 1 Winged Beast to get rid of 2 cards, just like that. So this is called a 2-for-2. This is a really well-known card called Waboku, and it's actually usually a -1. Why? When you activate this 1 card, you're not getting rid of anything on their side of the field. Thus, it's a -1, because you're losing this 1 card to get rid of nothing. Respite is very interesting. This, you have to put back 2 Glad Beast cards to draw 3 cards. This does not generate any hand advantage. However, using 1 plus 2 cards to draw 3 cards. That's why this does not generate any advantage, because it's called a 3-for-3. Reinforcement Army is a very well-known card that everyone probably used once in their life. It doesn't generate an advantage. It actually just searches you out for 1 card. So this is called a 1-for-1 because you're replacing this card with a warrior type monster. Just 1-for-1. Let's see. Proving Ground also does not generate any advantage because it's just same as reinforcement of the army. You're replacing one card with one Glad Beast. So this is why it's just 1 or 1. Call the Han is a very interesting card because say you activate it, okay, you bring back a monster. Technically, it's a 1-for-1 because you're using one card to bring back one monster. However, since Call of the Hunted does stay in the field, it becomes a +1. But no one really counts that. But just something to keep your heads up on. So you can use one card to tap 2 cards on the field. Mirror Force, Torrential, and Heavy Storm are cards we like to call 1 for as many as we like, using one card to destroy a lot of cards, usually. But in any case, these can backfire. But that's not something. This is a 1-for-1 card. Mystical Space of Swim, using one card to get rid of another card. 1 or 1. Solemn Judgment is also usually 1-for-1. So using this one card to rid and negate one other card. This is a bad part of the deck. These are called -1s. When you activate Giant Trinade, you're actually not destroying any card, thus making it a -1 card. However, Cold Wave does actually the same thing. You're actually not getting rid of any cards. You're just activating one card, it goes away, and they still have all their cards left. Same goes to Giant Trinade. It doesn't generate any advantage. And the last thing I want to talk about is these. Gladiator Beast, Gazaris. Now, you're using technically one card to destroy 2 cards because of the effect. But to get this one out, you have to use 2 monsters. Thus, it's a 2 or 2. But then when you activate the attack ability, you generate more advantage with that, depending on which one you actually bring up. However, the other monster that people use, Gladiator Beast Heracleos. And, well, this technically does not generate any advantage whatsoever. It's just really cool. Well, actually, when you summon him, it's a -2. Why? You have to bring out, you have to use 2 Gladiator Beasts and 1 Bakari. Okay? Using 3 cards altogether to summon 1. That makes it a -2. I hope this video has been really useful to you, because I like to make it. I just want to show off my deck. Useful. This is Dual Strategy number 1, and this was Card Advantage.